What's up, my crypto legends? In today's episode, we are taking a look at the Bitcoin price on the daily. Are we going to manage to hold that 59k levels? Are we going to break it? Are we going to continue to the upside? This is something that I want to discuss in today's episode. I'm going to talk about the most likely scenario. We're also taking a look here at Bitcoin on the 1 hourly because it does look like that we are getting exhausted here from these lower lows, starting to print higher lows. Is this sustainable? Are we going to come all the way here to the 61.5 or even 63k levels like mentioned yesterday? I am still in my long position here on PrimeXBT. Remember, you get the best bonus down below, 50% added to your deposit on PrimeXBT. Got a full tutorial also down below in the description. Now we're going to take a look at Algorand because Algorand yesterday had an insane pump. As you can see, went all the way up here to the $2.95. I was deeply underwater on my Algorand trade, and this was a $10,000 profit. Okay, I didn't manage to close it. I didn't have any take profit. I was sleeping, but never mind. I am very bullish on Algorand here in the mid long term. So I'm still having this position open slightly in a profit right now. Now we're also going to take a look at the total crypto market cap. This is exclude Bitcoin. We are just retesting here this major resistance from this cup and handle scenario, and we also here in this very healthy uptrend from these higher lows, holding by a thread. So this is the moment where we might see a little bit of volatility before we continue to the upside, guys. So make sure to stay tuned in this episode. Hello there, Andy here. Welcome back to another episode of Bitcoinsensus. New to the channel, make sure to subscribe. Daily TA on Bitcoin crypto. Also do live streams to connect with the community. Not a financial advisor. Don't buy or sell anything that I say. Now, guys, remember yesterday we were talking about this massive hidden bullish divergence where the RSI here was making lower lows, price action was making higher highs, and then we had a massive correction with a massive pump continuation. So this is exactly what is happening right now. We're having still these higher lows here on the price action. We could come even low, like mentioned yesterday, to that 55k levels, and this is still very possible. If we do come down to that range 56 55k, I'm going to be very bullish. That is going to be an excellent buying opportunity. A lot of people, too many people, calling now for potentially $54,000. I see one of those scenarios, where it looks like we are going to dip to that level, and then we're going to have a massive reversal. Okay, we've got insane support, like I mentioned in last videos, at the $58,000 range. Okay, because of this massive resistance and the VPVR. Don't think we are going to pierce through that massive amount of volume successfully. Okay, so most important levels is that 59 58k levels and the $54,000. So there is possibility that we might see some volatility in between these ranges. Okay, not hitting that 53 54, but yes, piercing through that $58,000 in my opinion, with a little bit of volatility before we continue to the upside. Remember, we want to get people extremely bearish and we want to get the bulls extremely scared, okay, before we actually start pumping hard to the upside. Now we're going to take a look at BTC here on the 1 hourly because it's looking relatively good here. As you can see, yesterday on the live stream we were talking about these bullish divergence where we were creating these lower lows in the price action, as you can see, and also these higher lows on the RSI, making this pump happen finally. Now I'm still in my long position on PrimeXBT. I do believe so that we're also creating a kind of inverse head and shoulder potentially right over here, as you can see on the chart, or maybe a descending broadening wedge, right? So this is also very bullish. Now there is a possibility that we are going to break the resistance during the day. Okay, this is not if we break the major support here around about that 58.9k levels. If we start breaking this level, it's not going to be looking good in the immediate short term here for BTC, but I do believe so that we are maybe going to hold this range and continue to the upside, finally breaking this major resistance. Okay, I think there is a higher chance of this happening after you see a massive dump like this, because when you usually dump like this, you want to see a kind of a relief rally and a kind of inverted head and shoulder formation, something very similar to what happened right over here when we dipped. As you can see, You create this low, a slightly lower low, then a higher low, and then you have a little bit of a relief rally, right? Potentially hitting that 62% level from this drop, okay? Now, this is exactly what is potentially going to happen right now with BTC. If you take a look at the highs to the lows, you could probably have that relief rally hitting 62, 50% levels, all right? And then you'll be hitting a major resistance zone where it's been major support and resistance, as you can see here on the chart. You are creating these bullish divergence on the 1 hourly, so most likely scenario is to have some kind of relief rally and then get heavily rejected, potentially to continue to the downside here in the immediate short term. This is if we do not break this major resistance again, which is in between the 63, 64K levels. That would be absolutely excellent. There is also a scenario here where I do see this as a kind of an ABC correction. So similar to what happened here, you got the peak right over there, you have a correction, you have a relief rally right over there, and then you have, you know, that next dip falling below this low over here, and then, you know, you can see that the price action just goes sideways and then you start pumping. So you have an A, B, C correction right over there. So is this also an A, B, and C correction where you're going to see that relief rally, you're going to come down and retest and then suddenly bottom out because the correction has already happened, something very similar to what happened right over here. Okay, there's also a possibility, guys, something to pay attention to. Remember, for experienced traders, Phoenix has got an insane bonus right now of up to $4,100 to claim by using my link in the description. PrimeXBT, you get 50% added to your deposit with my link and Bitcoinsensus 50 as the promotion code. Now let's take a look at Algorand, because Algorand went absolutely insane. I was deep underwater on my trade on Bybit, and yesterday night, it was about 4 a.m., okay, where I live here in Mallorca. We had this insane pump on Algorand hitting above that $2.95. I was planning to take profits at $2.60, but I did not have my take profit. I was deeply in the water here on Algorand. But I also mentioned on the live streams that, you know, Algorand has an insane support level around about that $1.60 range. Okay, be careful with volatility, but this is such a strong support level. It is very unlikely that it's going to be broken successfully. You might see a little bit of volatility below this level, but then I am expecting Algorand to continue to the upside. Now, yesterday we had that insane pump. It was a pump and dump. This must have been a whale that accidentally, I don't know, put a market order. I do not know what happened here on Algorand. I haven't done my research because of this pump, but it does look like that it was one entity or two entities. So this is the scenario that we had here on Algorand. Now, Algorand is back inside of this ascending triangle, as you can see here on the chart. So we are still creating these higher lows, okay, and we are inside of this ascending triangle. So this is still very bullish. The reason why you do have these fake outs to the upside and to the downside is because there's a lot of over leveraged positions. As I mentioned, be careful, guys, because we're going to see wicks to the upside, to the downside, before we actually start pumping, okay? So be careful with volatility here. But Algorand is an insane bullish project. This is just a washout event, okay? Classic fake out to the upside, fake out to the downside. A lot of people longing right over here with over leverage, a lot of people shorting here with over leverage, and then they're both exterminated, giving liquidity to the market, and then we are off to the races. This is what I think, okay, looking at this Algorand chart. Now let's take a look at the total crypto market cap, because we are holding by a thread here from a major support level. What support level is this? Well, this is just around about that $901 trillion range, as you can see here. We talked about this, the total crypto market cap including Bitcoin. This one is exclude Bitcoin, so you can see they have very similar patterns, which is, you know, a double retest here at this major resistance in between 900 billion and 1 trillion, creating this cup and handle. We've got a very nice healthy uptrend, as you can see, and it looks like that it is very unlikely that we are going to lose this level. This is currently in between 900 billion and 200 and $1 trillion, where we might see slightly volatility around this range before we go parabolic, because this is a classic parabolic structure where you start creating, okay, higher lows, higher lows slightly, and then you going to start creating higher lows very, very steeply. I've seen this before, and this looks like the start of a potential parabolic run up, guys. So this is what I got for the total crypto market cap. Expect some dips. Expect BTC maybe going to 57k, 56k, a little bit of volatility. I do not see us successfully going to $53,000. It's just, I don't see it as a possibility unless we do have, you know, a black swan event or something, you know, very, very bad in the economy. So this is what I got for today's episode, guys. Make sure to subscribe. I'm doing a live stream afterwards, so make sure to hit that notification bell. Make sure to check out Bitcoinsensus website, latest news and technical analysis here. Make sure to check it out. You want to see my Bybit and Prime XBT tutorial to learn how to trade on those platforms, video on the screen. Thank you, guys, and I'll see you later.